Hi, this is Jason Furman again. And in this portion of the DVD series, we're going to be discussing bass drum technique. Now, mind you, my bass drum technique that I'm going to share with you, first of all, isn't new, but it also isn't the end-all be-all. None of the things that I talk about in any of my videos are meant to say this is the end. But what I tend to use is the concept of unburying the beater. Meaning, I want to approach my bass drum the same way I approach holding a stick, hitting the drum, and getting rebound, and making a sound. Now, if I were to put a pillow on my snare drum, it wouldn't make much sense. And putting a bunch of dead strokes into the drum doesn't make much sense to me either. We spend a lot of time and money buying our drums. And the bass drum is the largest drum in your purchase, and inevitably the most expensive. So most people, since I was a kid too, I remember, you'd take your bass drum, cut a hole, and put a pillow in it. Now looking back on old jazz players, or even rock players like John Bonham, we had a large open bass drum sound. And nowadays, with the muting ability of different drums, even in my studio rock kit, I have very minimal muting, just enough to keep a nice warm tone without too many overtones. In my jazz bass drum, I like even a little bit more tone and overtones. So the way we want to approach it is to avoid the old heel down method, which allows you plenty of power. The problem is the alternate that has been the case, which is the heel down, allows you to keep the beater bouncing off the drum, but doesn't afford you a whole lot of power in the long run. So what we have is to try to come up with the same stroke concept as sticks, meaning rebound and sound, but with weight and power. We want to have a full stroke and also feel the bounce of the beater off the bass drum head. This, inevitably, if you've been playing heel down, will take the longest for you to feel. So have patience and understanding it's going to take your body a while to start feeling this new concept. Because you need to start understanding how to relax your muscles in the bass drum. If you're playing heel down with the weight of your foot, you're constantly engaging all the muscles in the lower part of your leg, your calf muscles and your feet. So you're going to have to retrain your muscles to feel relaxed. These are the general 3 stroke types we're going to be talking about. The first is going to be the downstroke, which we're going to use the weight of our leg and everything else relaxed to drop a stroke. That's going to close every stroke amount that we do. The next is the pedal stroke, which I'll show you. You'll be lifting up and activating the strokes, bouncing off the head, similar to a drumstick. And of course we have the heel down, which we'll be using for soft playing and sometimes mixing with these. Later on, we'll talk about some of the molar type concepts that are applied to bass drum pedal technique, but we'll do that in a separate series. So we're going to switch the video camera and we'll get looking at the bass drum pedal themselves.